Bluetooth connected.
Alrighty, good evening, good evening, good evening. Thank you guys for coming out to our event tonight. This is one of the greatest things that I like about being a principal here at Iron House, seeing our students perform and showing their talents and their skill level. It takes great courage for them to come out here and perform in front of you guys. So let's give a round of applause for our students right now. They look so cute, so lovely. This is wonderful. And I always want to give a round of applause to our teachers who are giving us assistance tonight. Ms. Page, Ms. Da Silva, Ms. Hampton. So without further ado, let's have our performance. And again, parents, hope you have your camera phones and cell phones ready, because when they perform, this is something that you can cherish, show them when they get 18, 19, 20, like, hey, we're you in 4th or 5th grade. So this would be something of an heirloom. So without further ado, let's have a performance. Paige, thank you so much.
This program is called Gold Dust or Bust, and it's all about the people who came to California for the gold rush. So I just wanted to really quickly introduce the speakers that will be kind of narrating through the performance in the play. So Luzanna Wilson, who was actually part of the gold rush, I researched her today. She had a hotel, one of the first hotels during the gold rush, and she made her fortune that way, not through gold. Is played by London. And London, wave your hand. Okay. Becky, and you'll hear in the narrator, Becky is full of big ideas, and she comes up with all sorts of crazy things to say about how she discovered gold and all sorts of far-fetched ideas. So Becky is played by Peyton, and Sam, or Samuel Clemens, also known as, anybody know? Mark Twain, is played by Antonio. And then we have a couple of other speakers that will be joining us. Carnival Barker is played by Blake. Blake, wave. And the announcer part is going to be split tonight. It is played by Esne and Jade Lynn. Raise your hands, girls. All right. And the excited Argonaut is played by Olivia. And John Sutter is played by Taylor. And Daisy is playing James Marshall. So it goes through, there's a series of about 10 songs, and it's all people that came to California for the gold rush. So Mrs. Hanson's class is portraying Our Little Secret, and that's the interaction between John Sutter and James Marshall and how gold was discovered. And it spread by finding one gold nugget. The gold rush spread, and everybody found out about it. So it's kind of a little gossip there. And they're also playing the pan miners. I think you know what pan miners are. Gold, searching for gold with pans. Mrs. Bushman's class will be portraying the gold fever singers, which gold fever just struck everyone all across the world, and everybody had to have a piece of it. So they're singing about that, and they're also portraying the children in the gold rush. Mrs. De Silva's class is going to be portraying the overlanders. The overlanders were people that came by wagon train, and they're also the rich people of the gold rush. The people that really actually made the money are the merchants, people that sold the things to make a living. Mrs. Payne's class is going to be portraying the Argonauts, the people that came across the water, like the sailors that came by boat, and the city miners. So the city miners were basically that retreated to the cities and tried to find work in the cities during the winter months. Okay, here we go.
California. California during the gold rush. This is my friend Becky, and we'll be your guides today. You're in luck. It's January 24th, 1848, and we're near Sacramento at a new sawmill owned by John Sutter. Susanna, you know what happens on this fateful day? I sure do. It's the day I discovered gold and started the gold rush. I was fishing for trout and accidentally hooked a gold nugget the size of a Land Rover. The rest is history. Becky, let's not start that again. Becky tends to lie a little bit. I remember it like it was yesterday. That gold nugget was putting up a heck of a fight. I was using a 10-pound line and a peanut butter sandwich for bait when... Becky, we're here to watch a man named James Rush discover gold on land owned by John Sutter. Here they are. Captain Sutter, we found gold near your sawmill. Are you sure? Absolutely. They had it tested. You've got gold on your head. Gold. Quiet down, Martha. Between you and me.
Row C, you guys are going to be group 2, and the third row, you guys are going to be group 3 and group 4.
He invented television, and a so grateful nation named their favorite card game poker in his honor. Becky, stop that. None of that is true. However, the entire nation did catch gold fever. From New England to New Zealand, people dreamed of getting rich in California. marshmallows on my nose.
Hey, your stories remind me. Have you seen Sam around lately?
Sam? No, not since the Calaveras County incident with the leaping toads.
They were jumping frogs. We'll have to track him down. He knows a lot about the West. Meanwhile, it's the spring of 1849 and folks are walking west. 40,000 are coming by land and it's no easy trip. Came to California by life. I started my first hotel and restaurant near Sacramento in September of '49. Got $10 for my first plate of biscuits.
I came by blimp.
You did not.
Sure did. A giant blimp blown from Kansas City to San Francisco in 2 days.
2 days?
They were pretty strong winds.
Sam, you made it!
The results of my death have been greatly exaggerated.
You're just in time. We're about to hear from the folks who came to California by ship. They call themselves Argonauts, sailing for the Golden Fleece.
I prefer steamboats on the Mississippi myself, but I wish it never.
The waves are high, the highs are low. We're packed on deck, we're crammed below. But what is worse, there's much to do. You're sick of me, I'm tired of you. We're Argonauts. We're going nuts on a 6-month ocean trip. We're Argonauts. We're going nuts on a 16
can't let anything stop them.
Not even the giant squid.
No, I saw many miners sinking from affluence to poverty, always hoping to strike it rich.
I'm just one pan away from striking haters, just one pan away from being rich. There's icy water up to my knees, I can't feel my nose and my toes might freeze. Still, I got that any day now itch. I'm just one pan away from El Dorado, just one pan away from the good load. There's 110 degrees, my head's on fire, there ain't no breeze. Still, I got that any day now itch. I got a fortune right here in my hands. I got a fortune in this mud and sand. I got a fortune waiting for me here. Maybe not this time, but my time is here. One more scoop, one more scoop, one more scoop. You can't stop scooping. I'm just one pan away from striking haters, just one pan away from being rich. There's icy water up to my knees, I can't feel my thumbs and my toes might freeze. Still, I got that any day now itch. Still, I got that any day now itch.
Step on up, folks, and try your luck. Guess the year of the fire in San Francisco and win a vacation trip of your dreams. Hello, folks. Come on over and test your skills at Know Your Fires. Just $3 gives you a shot at the big prize.
The Gold Rush brings out all kinds of people who'd like to take your money. What kind of fool would fall for this?
Hey, this looks great. Just the perfect place to put my last $3, don't you think?
You know my motto, put all your eggs in one basket and watch that basket.
Just $3, my good lady, and you're on your way to a fantastic vacation package worth over $2. Wow. Excellent. Now, no help from the crowd. Here's your question. In which of the following years did San Francisco suffer a major fire? 1850, 1851, or 1852, 1852, or 1853? This is a tough one. It seems to me that San Francisco was always burning down. That's absolutely correct. Okay, S&A and Jalen, tell the lucky lady what she's won.
Better go home and pack, Becky, because we're sending you on a 6-day, 5-night whirlwind tour of the mining camps. You'll enjoy first-class accommodations in a wet tent at Fiddletown, Red Dog, and Poker Flat.
You'll dine in the best saloon in Squabbletown, talk to burned-out miners at Maddox Ravine, and visit some of the tallest trees in Hangtown. And you'll end your dream vacation at Poverty Hill, all courtesy of Know Your Fires, generously supported by a grant from Leonard's Lumber Supply.
I can't believe I won!
We are children of the miners. We are the other 49ers. Spending firewood for sale. All on our happy trail. We are children of
Rush, I made a good living by offering food and lodging to the miners. Men would pay a good price for a home-cooked meal or some sewing and washing.
You sure made more money with your hotel than I did with my journalism. Why was it that with such a hotel of yours became the center of a brand new town?
A lot of famous people got their start at that time.
Sure, I remember Gordon like he sold boots in the plated heels, called them Air Gordons.
Please, Becky.
Then there was Farmer Old MacDonald. One day he accidentally kicked a potato into a pan of bacon grease and invented French fries. He made a fortune. He even had the bottom of his feet gold-plated to celebrate his discovery.
I don't remember that.
You mean you've never heard of the golden arches of McDonald's?
Thank goodness some real merchants are here to tell us the truth. people did do well, but a lot lost everything. I invested $10,000. Everything I had barely down just by a flood.
And don't forget the Native Americans and Californians, the folks who were there long before the gold rush. They were often treated very harshly by the miners.
That's no lie, Sam.
Reminds me of another motto of mine. You should always do right. This will gratify some people and astonish the rest.
Even most of the miners who stuck it out had to give up digging in the winters and move to San Francisco or Sacramento.
You bet. The coldest winter I spent was a summer in San Francisco. Let's listen to these miners.
The
professions they practiced before they moved to California.
Most of the mining was taken over by big companies using new methods like hydraulic mining, and of course, silver was soon found in Nevada. That's what brought me out west.
You know, Sam, you're a clever guy. I've been thinking maybe you should change your name.
Yeah, what's wrong with Samuel Clemens?
Well, if you're going to be a writer, you need something catchy. How about Ernest Hemingway?
I'll think about it, Becky. I really will.
Good, because this gold rush thing is just about over. When my mother invented nuclear energy in 1854, it was no longer economically feasible.
Becky, when are you going to learn? You don't have to make up history. It's strange enough by itself.
So, you don't want to hear how Bigfoot helped build the Golden Gate Bridge?
No!
for coming tonight. I've really enjoyed the fourth graders this year. They're a really sweet group. We've had a lot of fun putting this together. Well, I've had more fun than they have because they've had to stand up there for like an hour and a half or something at times, and they look at me like, can we sit down? No, you can't sit down. So, but they're a really fun bunch, and I've had a great year with them. So enjoy the rest of your 3 weeks, I think we have left, right guys? Half, maybe 2.5? All right. Thank you for coming.
We're going to steal this from her real fast. So we just wanted to give Miss Page a round of applause because she spent hours.
Your fourth graders really have the best teachers. It's an awesome group. So thank you for coming.